Hey, how's it going? This is Riley with ClickLaw. Today I'm going to be showing you my exact process for ranking law firm websites at the top of Google, and I'm just going to jump right into it for you. I want this to be a no BS guide for you that you can follow along. I'm going to keep it simple enough, but try to give you everything that I can to help you get your website ranking higher on Google. So let's just jump right into it. First thing I'm going to be doing is showing you that is not the correct window. First thing I'm going to be doing is showing you the keyword that we're going to be looking at today. The keyword is immigration lawyer in Portland. So don't worry about if you're not an immigration lawyer and you're also not located in Portland. Just switch out your city and switch out your specialty or your area of law here, and then just follow along with everything that I say. Because everything that I say here will be evergreen, and it is tips that you can definitely use to improve your ranking for your law firm website. So going straight into what we're looking at here, I know there's a lot of information that you're looking at. This is the keyword difficulty. This is the Ahrefs giving you an idea of how difficult it would be to rank this keyword. I wouldn't pay too much attention to this because if you're an immigration lawyer in Portland, it doesn't matter how difficult it's going to be. You're going to want to optimize your website regardless. So don't let this deter you. It says it's hard, but you can't really trust it. Ahrefs has no way of knowing 100%. So this is the real number that matters here. Ahrefs is saying that 350 people search this term every single month. So if you're an immigration lawyer in Portland, this is incredible traffic right here. These are people that are immediately needing an immigration lawyer in Portland, which is why they're on their phone or on their laptop or desktop or whatever searching for that keyword, because they're in a situation where they need an immigration lawyer now. So if your website shows up in front of 350 people that are looking for an immigration lawyer in Portland, that can turn into some crazy traffic and a ton of great, these are technically cold leads, but if they're searching directly for your service and you show up, they're much, much more likely to convert to an actual client. So I'm going to scroll down here and show you, this is the search engine results page. So for anyone that's used Google, it's basically just a condensed version of what you see on the first page. So I'll actually show you here. Go over to this window. So what you're seeing in Ahrefs is just a condensed version of this. And it gives you all of these links in one place, so it makes it easier to just kind of click around and compare different websites and see how your competition is doing. So going back over to the Ahrefs window, as you can see, Portland immigration law is ranking number 1, and this is what I want to turn your attention to here, is this traffic number. So Ahrefs is saying that 227 people every single month are visiting this website solely because they're ranking at the top of Google. So imagine if just 10% of those, or even 5% of those are turning into clients. That would either be 22 clients or almost 23 clients or like 11, 12 clients every single month, just because they've optimized their website and show the top of Google. So imagine what that would do for your practice if you had, call it 10 new clients every single month just because you optimize your website. I mean, that's huge. And then going down here, obviously, as you go further down, it gets lower, or the traffic numbers get lower, but still incredibly valuable here. So 130 traffic every single month just because the website is optimized. That is incredible. Imagine 10% of those, so around 10 new clients every single month. And then as you scroll down, it gets a little bit lower. As you can see, some of these are getting more traffic even at the bottom. That is because they're ranking for different keywords. So this website seems to have done a great job of marketing their actual brand, so people are searching directly for their office or their firm. So they are getting more traffic, which is another great strategy. And then today, we're going to come down here. This is the website that we're going to be looking at, and I'm going to take you through my entire SEO audit process and kind of walk you through what I would do to get this from the 16th spot into the top 3 here. So let's go right into that here. I'm going to pull up the other window, and my camera is back. So let's go find this website. It is Four Corners. I do have it pulled up here. Four Corners right here. So let's just go through my entire checklist, and I'll have this checklist pasted in the description below for you. And this is just a very high level, basic kind of a checklist that I use. I could go much deeper into all of these different areas, but again, I wanted to keep it somewhat simple so that you could follow along. And I don't want to get too technical and too deep into anything in this video. But if there are any specific questions that you have, or just things that you want me to go deeper into, please let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to make an entire video on going deeper into any of these topics. So first step here is to check the page speed. The reason that this is important is because Google is a for-profit company and their clients are the searcher. So if your website does not load, Google's not going to want to show your website to its clients, its searchers, because that would make Google look bad. So first step is like building the foundation of ranking, is making sure that your website is technically optimized and loads or doesn't have to load very quickly, it just needs to load quickly enough. And Google has a great tool that you can check out right here at pagespeed.web.dev. And I have this pulled up right here. So Four Corners Law, again, this is a Google product that you can use to test the technicals of your website. So it shows you mobile and desktop. On mobile, they have a score of 46. Honestly, that may look terrible, but for mobile, it's not too bad. I would definitely want to raise this up to like 60, 65, 70. But in my experience, after optimizing hundreds and hundreds of websites, it is very difficult to get the mobile speed above 70. 60 and 65 is about a nice number for me, and I'm happy at 60 plus. If you can get it up to 70, 75, that's fantastic. But 60, 65, 70 is a great range there, so I would definitely want to improve here. And then for desktop, I like to get this number up to 85, 90 plus is fantastic, but I've seen 85 is a nice mark, and works out perfectly fine. So 78, I would definitely like to improve this a little bit. And why this tool is great is because it gives you all of the reasons that you're not loading quickly. So you can, if you're a technical person, you can go through here and just kind of check these off and go fix them on your website. But if you're not, you can either go find someone on Upwork, or I can even help you with optimizing something like this. So first step would be, I'm going to talk as if I'm in control of this website. I'm kind of going through doing an actual audit here. So first step would be to improve the page speed for both mobile and desktop. And then we are going to, once we are done with looking through the technicals, we're going to go and look through the metadata. So what is the metadata? This is actually the metadata right here. So this is the meta title, and then this is the meta description. It is definitely important to have your main keyword in your meta title, and not even just in your meta title, but in the very beginning of your meta title. So I would change this to immigration lawyer in Portland dash Four Corners Law. So they have these, let's see if I can find one, immigration lawyer Portland. So I would have this and then dash the company name. So I'm going to show you the first page. Maybe we can see some here. So look what they did here. This is pretty much exactly what I would do. Best immigration lawyers in Portland, Oregon / their, they made it too long. So this isn't exactly what I would do, but this kind of the idea here, where you have your main keyword at the beginning, and then you have your company name or your firm name at the end. So let's see if we're going to find one, Portland Immigration Law. So they kind of did it, but I wouldn't put the keyword twice. Just the kind of has it. See, what they did here is they put their company or their firm name first, and then their actual keyword. I would flip-flop those, but hopefully you're getting the idea there. So that is how you would optimize the meta title. And they do have immigration law, but again, this is your main keyword right here, immigration lawyer Portland. And like I showed you, in Ahrefs is getting over 300 traffic every single month. So you definitely want to show Google or make it very easy for Google to understand what your website's about. And that would be putting the keyword right in your meta title. They also, it seems like they do have it in their meta description there, so they're doing well there. The meta description does not really play a factor in ranking, but you still definitely want to get your main keyword in there because it does bold it, or Google does bold the keyword in your meta description. So definitely helps with click-through rate a little bit there. So that is the first two steps, and we're going to do some on-page. So I'll jump to the actual website here. So the H1 is the most important text on your entire website, and definitely a place where you want to have your main keyword. So I have this Google add-on or plugin here. It shows you, you can look at the meta title for the page, the meta description for the page, and then also the headers. So they just have experienced immigration law. I would make sure to change this to include Portland, Oregon. So what I would do is change this to expert immigration lawyers in Portland, Oregon is exactly what I would change that to. So they're missing their H1. So these are all reasons that they're ranking on the second page. I definitely think I could easily move this into the top 10 and then beyond, maybe top 5, top 3 over the next couple months. Eventually, definitely into the top 3 after a certain amount of time. It would definitely take a while, but 100% possible here. But just these little changes that I'm going through right now will definitely, as a start, get them at least on the first page pretty quickly, honestly. So moving to the next step on our checklist. So that's the H1. Did not mean to do that. That's the H1. So then we're going to look at the other H tags. So the plugin also shows you these other H tags here. One thing I want to go back and say, if you're looking at this, if you're looking at the H1 tags on your website, one note is make sure you only have one H1 per page. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so moving on to the other H tags. So they have the H2. I like to have different variations of the main keyword in the H2s. I wouldn't want to have more than 2 H2s having the main keyword. So what I would do for this one, they just have knowledge security perspective. That's not really telling Google anything about what your website is about. So I would change this to something along the lines of Portland, Oregon immigration attorneys or something like that. And then the next H2, I would have immigration law firm in Portland. So as you can see, or hopefully you're following along, where the main keyword is immigration lawyers in Portland. That's your main keyword. A variation of that keyword in the H2 would be Portland immigration attorneys, and then another variation would be top immigration law firm in Portland, Oregon. So those are 3 keywords that are all kind of connected to your, or 2 keywords that are all connected to your main, that are both connected to your main keyword that you'd put in your H1. So hopefully that made sense. Another thing I want to point out here is they go from an H2 to an H4. Normally, best practice is to keep it all in numerical order. So you'd want to go from an H2 to an H3. You don't want to skip around. That's just kind of like on the back end with HTML and whoever developed the site, instead of putting an H3, they put an H4. So I do see this quite often, but best practice would be to go in descending order from H1 to 2 to 3 to 4, etc. And then here, they just have their contact us. So what I can see, they don't really have their keywords. This is why they're ranking in the middle of the second page. And on the first page, they don't have their full keyword in their H2 or in H1. They don't have any of their main keywords in their H2s. And I am not seeing it. These are just reviews, so that's not here. So they're not getting a pass from me for those steps on the checklist. So they can definitely improve that. And if I was in control of the website, I would improve that immediately. Going through the content here. So what I like to look at the content is, does it have at least 1,000 words of content on the page? No, it does not. And this is their homepage. So this is the most important page on their entire website. And you're definitely going to want to beef up the homepage as much as you can, because the homepage is where most traffic is going to go to. And you want to give it the best chance you can to rank, or rank highly. So adding more optimized content would definitely be ideal here. Next thing I want to do is, or next thing that I usually do looking at the content, is looking into the actual content and seeing if the main keywords show up in different variations of the main keyword, making sure that there's no like keyword stuffing, and like keyword stuffing would be throwing the main keyword in there 30, 40, 50 times just to make it obvious to Google, but that actually hurts your website and hurts your ranking. So that is not something you want to do. So that's something that I check for. But what I want to check for next is just, does the main keyword appear in the content here? So they have immigration law in Portland, Oregon. That's really good that they have that there. That's one time. They have all of their services linked right there. I don't mind that at all. I wonder where this main, okay, so that goes to their actual practice area page. And then these are their just reviews right there, their call to action. So there's really no content on this page. And again, this is most likely why this is ranking in the middle of the second page and not the top of the first page. They have their main keyword one time. So for content, again, they do not get a pass from me. They need to add a ton more content, maybe 3, 4, even possibly 5 more sections of optimized content, and then just throw the different variations of your main keyword into those like 2 or 3 times. Or 2, 3 times, maybe 4. So that is not what I wanted to pull up there. That is the content there. And they do not get a pass from me there. GBP, I did see that they have their Google Business profile. I don't think this isn't actually their Google Business profile linked here. So they do have a Google business profile, but as you can see, it just takes you to the maps. It's not actually set up as a GBP. So again, one of the first things that I would do if I was in control of this website is get them a GBP. It is completely free and super simple to do. And it is a great trust factor for Google, especially if you embed it on your website, which is then another thing that I would do pretty much immediately if I was in control of this website. I would, one, create the GBP, and then two, you can embed it just like they have this embedded on their website. Just embed the actual GBP Google business profile, and that will show you your reviews as well. And it's just a great way to show Google that you're a real business. And the fact that the Google business profile is a Google product, it obviously, or it helps show Google that you're you're a real business, you can be trusted, and it just is another authority factor for you. And because it's a Google product, Google likes any website that uses a Google product because they want to spread their they want to create more popularity for those products. So definitely create a GBP and embed it on your website instead of just having this maps here. So moving on to social links, I don't think, okay, so I do right behind my camera there, they do have their Facebook linked in their Instagram, so that is good. They're all good there. If you do not have your Facebook page linked on your website, that's definitely a super easy way to gain a little bit of authority on your website. You don't even really need to use the Facebook page. It's just another link that Google can crawl to see if you're a legitimate business, and it is another just slight authority building factor there that you can do. One note for that is just make sure that all of your NAP information, your name, address, and phone number match across all files that you create. So if you do create a Facebook page, just make sure you're using the same email, the same address and phone number, just all the same contact info, because that will help show Google that you are consistent. And just the main thing with that is building trust. You just want to build a bunch of trust. And if you have a different phone number linked on Facebook, then that might be a little bit weird in the eyes of Google's search engine. So that is that. They have their socials linked. Now we're going to move on to site structure. So as you can see, they do have their practice areas linked here, which I do like, and then they have their actual main like practice area page there. What I would like to see is a drop down here, just for user experience, where I can drop down and see all the services that they offer, or all the practice areas that they cover right here on one page. But what I have to do right now is either click from the home page or just click into this. So this is nice how they have this set up. I have no problem with this at all. This is just your normal practice area page. And I like the way that this is laid out. So let's go to investor visas here and just click in one of these pages. So looking at the URL, it looks perfectly fine. What I would look at these practice pages, within these practice pages, is again, all these same checks that I have here. Look at the metadata, H1, other H tags, content, and just kind of go down the checklist for all of these pages as well. And what you can see here is I don't like the way they have this laid out, where it just says Oregon immigration lawyers. They should have investor visas in the specific city. So investor visas in Portland - Four Corners law. So this is something that I would update. Their meta description is very long, so I would shorten this up and add their main keyword in there. For the header, they do not have their main keyword in there either. So that is something that I would add. Like I already stated, I would definitely pump this up with a lot more optimized content. They also do not really have their main keyword in any of their H2s or any variations of their main keyword in their H2s. They're jumping around from H2s to H4s, so that is something that I would change. And then they do have their partial keyword here. It's not the full keyword that I would use, or it's not the main keyword, so it is not fully optimized there. So the service pages are definitely something that I would look into. There's a ton that can be improved here. And starting with just the metadata in the H1. Again, the H1 is the most important text on any page. So you want to make sure that you have not only just your service, but also your service area. So I should add Portland, Oregon to this. And then this is just not enough content at all. So that is something that I would update. Let's go just look at another page just to make, so this is never going to rank. It's literally one sentence. It's just not going to work. And these service pages help boost your main page as well. So these are all reasons why your main page is not ranking, because you just don't have enough content even on your homepage on these service pages. You're not using your main city in any of these H1s or metadata. So a lot that could be updated here and to help you move into the top 10 instead of just sitting in the bottom or the middle of the second page. And then, so URL structure, all I'm really looking for is that it makes sense. And honestly, I also want to have your keyword in your URL slug, which they do not. So they're close here. The URL structure is not bad at all. But what I would do is have this something like in. That's what I would have it look like. And then that URL would lead to this page. And then I would do that for all of the service pages. Obviously not the main page, because the main page is just their main URL. But for all the service pages, this is definitely the way that I would have it laid out. Okay, so I think that was our entire checklist there. Again, that was a very high level. I think I went through it pretty quickly. So if you have any questions at all or want me to dive into any of these any further, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions in the comments, or just create a full video going deeper into any of these things, or just even create a longer audit, maybe going through just a little bit deeper on any of these topics that I went through. So I do hope that you found this useful, and thank you for watching. Again, leave any questions in the comments below. I do also have a link that I will put in the description and on my channel. If you would like to schedule your own 30-minute SEO strategy session with me, I will go with you one-on-one on a call and look through your entire website and tell you what you can improve, just give you my overall thoughts on how to better optimize your website and bring it into the #1 position, or work towards bringing it into the #1 position on Google. So yeah, check out that link. It is a Calendly link in the description and on my channel. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.